Well, welcome to my outdoor studio at Richie's Roost, Shaco, Mississippi. Delighted you're here with me. I'm going to do something a little different today. I belonged to the Natchez, Mississippi High School class of 1955. And there's a bunch of us that have stayed together, close together. There's just some wonderful friendships that formed back there that are still in place 67 years later. I love them, they love me, and we share emails. I got one the other day I want to share with you. Now, I got one from one of those classmates. Clara, you and Celia and Hall and Fred, I see where you got this too, so you can just kind of skip by this one if you want to. But I had to share it. I'm going to read this, and that's something I normally don't do. I don't usually read things because I don't do that very well. Oh, and by the way, I might better put these on too so that I can see what I'm doing. I just want to read it so that I don't really mess it up. How you like these? You don't usually see me in these because I don't usually read, that's why. John sent this email, and he said it's time again for the Stella Awards. Now, for those unfamiliar with these awards, they're named after an 81-year-old Stella Liebeck, who spilled hot coffee on herself and successfully sued McDonald's where she purchased the coffee. Now, you remember, she took the lid off the coffee and put it between her knees. And who would ever think one could get burned by doing that, right? Well, of course, the lid came off and she got burned and sued McDonald's successfully. Now, there are a couple of background things you can talk about, on that lawsuit, but net of it was she got a lot of money. And so that's who these awards were named after. There's 7 of them I'm going to share with you this afternoon. These are awards for the most outlandish lawsuits and verdicts in the U.S., the kind that make you scratch your head. So keep your head scratcher handy. In case you haven't seen these, you may have. It's probably gone out all over the country by now. But this is the 7th place one. Kathleen Robertson of Austin, Texas, was awarded $80,000 by a jury of her peers after breaking her ankle, tripping over a toddler who was running inside a furniture store. The store owners were understandably surprised by the verdict, considering that the running toddler she tripped over was her own son. You started scratching yet? Here's the 6th place one. Carl Truman, 19, of Los Angeles, California, won $74,000 plus medical expenses when his neighbor ran over his hand with a Honda Accord. He ran over this kid's hand with his Honda Accord. Truman apparently didn't notice there was someone behind the wheel of the car when he was trying to steal the car's hubcaps. So he tried to steal the hubcaps, got started the car, ran over his hand, and messed it up, and he got $74,000 plus medical expenses. Here's the 5th place. Terrence Dixon of Bristol, Pennsylvania, was leaving his house. He had just burglarized, leaving a house, not his house, leaving a house that he had just burglarized by way of the garage. Unfortunately for Dixon, the automatic garage door opener malfunctioned and he couldn't get the garage door to open. Worse, he couldn't re-enter the house because the door connecting the garage to the house locked when Dixon pulled it shut. So he's stuck in this garage, can't get in the house, can't get out. Forced to sit for 8 days and survive on a case of Pepsi and a large bag of dry dog food. He sued the homeowner's insurance company, claiming undue mental anguish. Amazingly, the jury said the insurance company must pay Dixon $500,000 for his anguish. We should all have that kind of anguish. Keep scratching, folks. There's more. 4th place. Jerry Williams of Little Rock, Arkansas, garnered 4th place in Stella's when he was awarded $14,500 plus medical expenses after having been bitten on his behind by his next-door neighbor's beagle, even though the beagle was on a chain in his owner's fenced yard. Williams didn't get as much as he asked for because the jury believed that the beagle might have been provoked at the time of the behind bite because Williams had climbed over the fence into the yard and repeatedly shot the dog with a pellet gun. I don't blame the beagle. I would have bitten him on the behind too, wouldn't you? Okay, 3rd place. Amber Carson of Lancaster, Pennsylvania, wins 3rd place because a jury ordered a Philadelphia restaurant to pay her $113,500 after she slipped on a spilled soft drink and broke her tailbone. The reason the soft drink was on the floor is that Miss Carson had thrown it at her boyfriend 30 seconds earlier during an argument. So she got mad at him, threw the drink, spilled on the floor. She slipped on the floor and sued the restaurant and won. Here's 2nd place. Kara Walton of Claymont, Delaware, sued the owner of a nightclub, this nightclub in a nearby city, because she fell from the bathroom window to the floor, knocking out her 2 front teeth. Even though Miss Walton was trying to sneak through the ladies' room window to avoid paying the cover charge of $3.50. The jury said that the nightclub had to pay her $12,000 and, oh yeah, plus dental expenses. Go figure. Here's the 1st place award. This year's runaway 1st place Stella Award winner was Mrs. Merv Grzinski of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, who purchased a new 32-foot Winnebago motorhome. On her first trip home from an Oklahoma University football game, having driven out onto the freeway, she set the cruise control at 70 miles per hour and calmly left the driver's seat to go to the back of the Winnebago to make herself a sandwich. Well, not surprisingly, the motorhome left the freeway, crashed, and overturned. Also, not surprisingly, Mrs. Grzinski sued Winnebago for not putting in the owner's manual that she couldn't actually leave the driver's seat while the cruise control was set. The Oklahoma jury awarded her are you sitting down, awarded her $1,750,000 plus a new motorhome. Well, Winnebago actually changed their manuals as a result of this suit, just in case Mrs. Grzinski has any relatives who might also buy a motorhome. Now, if you think the USA court system is out of control, you can pass this on. The thing that amazes me is these things were awarded by people on juries. The only thing I can figure is we got some really interestingly, intellectually challenged jurors, or we got some pitiful defense lawyers. Oh, well, once in a while, it's a good thing just to kind of get away from what we've been talking about. We'll get back on some maybe more serious things next week. I just thought you might be interested in this. I was. So, oh, man. Until next week, I'm Jim Ritchie. I'll see you again next time.